Hello friends, welcome to Learning Sketchup Pro with Interior Training Series. And today we are going to see the default tray options within the Sketchup environment. So as you can see on the right hand side, by default the default tray option is now enabled. So in that, the first thing is instructor. So if you are very beginner to the SketchUp, so you can use this instructor. So let's say, for example, if I am going to sketch a rectangle, so it will be gives you the instruction about the rectangles. So in which command right now you are, it will be gives you the instruction of that command. So let's say if I want to draw a one rectangle and if I will be use the push pull P, so as you can see, it will be gives you the instruction about the push pull. So if you are very beginner to the SketchUp, then this instructor may be very helpful to you in order to get started with the SketchUp. Now the next thing is entity info. So within the entity info, you will be able to see the information about the selected entity. So before I will be proceed that, first what I will do, I will be go to the selection mode, select this, and using the move tool shortcut is M, and use the control key and create a copy of this. Then after, what I will do, I will be create a components. Okay, so what for that I will be select this, right click, and here first option is make a group, and then after select this, right click, make component, and make sure it should be a name one or any name, and then after I will be create the copy of this component. So so what I can do, I can select this and then move, pressing clicking on the endpoint, press the control key, and then specify distance, let's say 5000, and then give multiple of 6. So like this way we are able to do the copy and so on. Now press the spacebar for the selection mode. Now if I will select one surface, so it will be gives you the area of that surface. It will be shows you hide, unhide, lock, unlock. Then after shadows you want to receive or not, cast shadow you want to receive or not, and most important thing is layers, because of as we are working in the CAD system, there are different kind of layers which will be help us to create our project very smoothly. So similarly here is also layers available, so you can also expand these layers, and then from here you will be able to create a new layer. Let's say I am going to create a new layer called 1, and within that layer what I will do, I will select all the entities and change to the layer number 1. Now, as you know, if you will be hide the layer number 1, it will be hide. It will be shows like that. You will be also able to change the color and all remaining properties. So this one is about your layers within the SketchUp environment. Now, the next thing is about making the materials. So in the entity info, you will be see all the information related to the selected object. So here, as you can see, we have selected the component, so it will be gives you the volume rather than the area, and it will be also shows the layers and all the remaining things. So now our next thing is materials. So as you can see, if I will be expand the materials, so here there are different types of materials are there. Wooden material, window covering material, water material, tiles material, roofing material, pattern material, and so on. So from here, let's say if I will be do applying the brick material, and for the bucketing, that is the option of B. So B is used to apply the bucket tool. So here what I can do, here I will be use the bucket tool by pressing the B and select the material and clicking on this surface. So as we can see, that material is now applied on the selected surface. Similarly, here I want to also apply. Similarly, here I want to also apply, like that. Now let's say if I want to apply different material, so I can also apply different material in the different perspective. So this one becomes very handy and in order to create the photorealistic rendering. But rather than using this material, we will use the VRAY material so that it will be also increase much more enhancement, much more productivity within our rendering view. Now this is what our block. So if I will be applied that material, so as we can see that material is applied to all the block. And similarly, like here. But if I will press the space bar and double click on the component view in order to edit the component view, and if I will be apply the material using the bucket tool, so as you can see that kind of material is applied to all the components, so that you can be able to see. And if I will be double click outside, as you can see, the same kind of material has been applied to all the components that we have created. Now after the material, the next thing is about scenes. So if you will be expand the scene, here you will be able to create the scenes. So let's say I want to create a scene of this view. So I can able to have scene 1 and go to the camera, and here there is option of position camera. So make sure that option should be on. So here I am positioning this camera and right click and say update scene. Now let's say I want to change something like this view, and if I will create a new scene, so position camera and right click and update. So now if I will go to the scene 1, so it will be brings you my scene 1 and then scene 2. So like this way I can also able to create my walkthrough. So I can create a different scene for my different shots of the walkthrough, and I can have a very good presentation for the walkthroughs as well. Now within the scene you can also able to change the height offset. Let's say right now I am using the height offset 1500 mm and right click and say update. So that one will be also going to be update. So as you can see, scene 1, scene 2, and similarly let's say I want to create a new scene at here, so scene 3 and position camera. So when you do the position camera, it will be do the positioning. So let's say height is about 3000 and right click and say update it. So now you can also do the right click and say play animation. So it will be playing from scene 1, from scene 2 to scene 3 up to the end, like this. So our next thing is about styles. So if I will go to the styles, so here there is a drop down option, and within that option I will be have different styles. So as you can see, if I'm clicking on this style, it will be automatically apply that kind of style to my automatic scene. So as you can see, different kind of scene you will be have a different kind of effect. But we are not much more using this style. But obviously if you want to create a sketchy styles like sketch styles, you will be also have these kind of options as well. So sketchy edges, so like this way you will be also have some sketchy type of shapes, shades are there. So you can play around with the different sort of styles that are available within the SketchUp environment, as you can see. And after that, the next one is component. Now by default I have created one component, and here there is a one styles, one man styles. So one component is there. So let me switch to the default styles. So I will be go to the styles, and from here in model, and I will be choose the default one. So something like this. So what I will do, I will be go to the components, and here we will use the 3D warehouse component. So when we will place the 3D warehouse component, at that time I will also explore all these options, and layers we have seen, shadows we have seen. So now in the shadows, one more thing you want to be explore, that is the green. This is the green axis. So green axis will be shows the north direction. So if I will go to the camera, if I will go to the view and set turn on the shadows, so as you can see, it will be turn on the shadows. So this direction will be pointing towards the north direction, and you will be able to have change the time zone, change the shadows, and change the date and everything like this. So this one will becomes very handy in order to create actual solar studies within the SketchUp environment. And we will also explore how to use the solar study within the SketchUp environment by later course. And next one is outliner. If you are not able to find the outliner, then what you can do, you can right click on the system tab and click on manage trace, click on default trace. From here you will be able to on and off each and every component. So make sure outliner should be turned on. Now outliner is basically what? It is showing how many components are there, how many groups are there, how many objects are there. So right now we have one component number one, and there is a one group like that. So it is also showing the nested group. Right now it is only the group. So let's say if I will create a one circle, one arc shape, and let's say if I will make a push pull and create a group of this. So spacebar, selecting this, right click, make a group, and I will be use the control X this group, and double click on this group to edit the group, and say control V. So as you can see here, what we have done here, the group is main group, that is this one is the group, and in that there is another group, that is a nested group. So this kind of information, this kind of properties you are able to see within the outliner. So this is how you will be able to use the default system trace within the SketchUp environment. So here as you can see, entity info, the next one is materials, then after components, different components we will be placed using the 3D warehouse options, and styles, layers, shadows, scenes. You will be able to create different kind of scenes. Now as you can see in the scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, so it is automatically get updated. Then after instruction, to see the instruction about the particular command, active command, and then after last one is the outliner.